Hey, magicals. I hope that you're good. I hope that you've had a good week. Okay, so we had a bit of a big shift this week. I'm sorry I haven't had the chance to tackle it in an energy kind of reading, but I do want to do a reading today for us. I've never done one of these readings before, so this is going to be quite an interesting one. Um, what I'm wanting to look at today, also, just sorry, excuse the angle. I've got my main door open because Alex and his best friend Jangi are outside. So, um, here's the thing. We all know that Neptune has been retrograde for a while, and it's retrograde for a little bit longer. However, it's just retrograded back into Pisces. This is important for us because this is the last time it'll ever happen in our entire lifetime. I think the next time it retrogrades in Pisces is I think the next time it's in Pisces is like 160 something years from now. Okay, I'm sure shit not wanting to be around in 160 years time, but it's a big deal for us because Neptune in Pisces is like seriously deep stuff. Okay. So what I thought I would do is, instead of just doing a normal reading on it, I'm going to actually today do a reading for us around our shadow selves and our shadow work. In particular, just, more serious. I'm going to be looking at what we're needing to focus on with our shadow work as a collective. Right. Guys, I am going to do this as a pop-up reading because it's fine to look at our stuff that comes up that we know, but our shadow side needs to have attention paid to it as well. And there is a lot of energy around childhood healing, inner child healing that's coming up at the moment. So I will be doing the collective one now, and then I will be putting out the notification for a pop-up reading as well, which will be available through the weekend. So just as always, just WhatsApp me if you want in on that. Okay. Now we're going to have a little bit of fun with this because it is a serious one. I'm using two decks that I've had for about 3 years that I've never, ever, ever used, like in a reading. The first one is Lucy Cavendish, Oracles of Shadow and Light. The artwork is exceptional. I love Cavendish's work. It's amazing. I do want to preempt by saying I don't know this deck very well. I may need to just check the book if I'm off, but I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. Then I thought, just to have some fun with the tarot, we're going to be using the Disney villains. I mean, God, isn't Ursula just bloody fabulous? Okay, so we're working with these two decks. It's not trying to undermine in any way the seriousness of what we're dealing with, because, again, this gives us a chance to do the last bit of reset. Okay, September and October have been very tricky months, and it's because all of these planets that have been retrograde have been there in order for us to move out of what we need to move out of, allowing us to do what we need to do. Sorry, I just moved the camera a bit because it's getting most of the ceiling. And it's important that we use these opportunities to actually review what needs to be done. Remember, retrogrades are reviewing energies. Neptune is about the deep stuff in Pisces. Pisces, the dreamer, Pisces is all about deep emotion. I really do feel like if we pay attention to this, it could really, really, really assist us. Okay, I mean by paying attention to, I mean to this retrograde. Okay, so I have already pre-shuffled. I'm going to give one more shuffle quickly, and let's just see what comes up in terms of some general energy. What is our shadow side? What is the general energy around the collective shadow at the moment that needs attention? What is the collective energy? Okay, thank you. It's got three of my favorite cards out of the whole deck. Right. The Pink Lotus Fairy. Okay, if you can see it. It's a time for spirit. The second card up is Two Little Witches. I mean, it looks like Wednesday Addams twins. Magical space clearing time. And you got, I love this clock. It's a clockwork pumpkin. Right. It says, a wonderful idea, an aha moment. Right. So what this is saying here very clearly is that during this time, we are being called to connect in with spirit. I mean, she's actually meditating, guys. I've said to you that these next few months about meditation are very, very important. She's actually meditating in this card. And it's time for us to make space for the new. Where the two little witches are magical space clearing time, I feel like it's not just about energetic space clearing. I do feel like this is really clearing out the stuff in our closets energetically and emotionally that we haven't really tackled, that we haven't wanted to tackle. Again, young girls, right? These are all kind of kids. I actually didn't even realize that until I've used it now. I'm being told very strongly by Kelso that we are needing to really look. Sorry, these are very glossy cards. I'm trying to avoid the glare. We are really needing to look at our childhood energies. Now, what that means is that we are needing to look at our programming, whether it's abandonment wounding, our response mechanisms can also come from childhood. That's part of our programming. Any programming, behavior, or pattern that can be stemmed back to our childhood needs to be evaluated now. They're saying that the moment that you are in that space of connecting in with spirit, trusting them, doing the things, like I had the most beautiful meditation out on the deck. It was for a specific reading. The meditation was for an actual specific read. Oh God, let me try that again. Just breathe and slow down. The meditation was for a specific reason, but I was under the trees on my deck. It was such a beautiful warm day. It was such a beautiful space to be in. Connecting in like that is incredibly important for us because it slows us down. Well, supposedly, not so much me today, but it also allows us to review what we need to review. And more than that, I'm being told that when we actually go into our meditations at this point in time, because the Neptune, the deep black dark planet is in Pisces, the deeper, darker kind of energy around depths and dreams and all of that, we may find that we have dreams that come up, or you may have a weird dream and you don't know what it is at the time, but there will be an aha moment afterwards that will reveal something that needs to be addressed, or something maybe that you've healed. It doesn't really, take it how it resonates for you. Okay, but this is a time where messages will come through the closer you are connected into source. That's the simple truth of it. But a key element in you actually, a key element in you being able to clear out the space that you need to and access the information that is coming to you is going to be by being grounded and by being in that space of being open to receive. Okay, because remember that some of our chakras, like our third eye and our crown chakra, our crown, everything comes through our crown. Our third eye is our eyesight. It's our third sight, right? It's not our third sight, it's our second sight. God, what's happened to me this morning? Mercury is definitely, the pre-shadow of Mercury is in full force, let me tell you. I'm having so much fun with that. But again, they're saying review and reflect. Just give me a second. There's something about this card that I just need to pick up on. Just give me a second. A part of what you're needing to do now is to connect in with your magic. Okay. There'll be a video going out in the next day or two that will make sense to you. But what I want to say around this is that when they talk about connecting in with your magic is your authenticity. Please remember that. People always go, well, I can't cast spells and I can't do this and I can't do that. Our magic is who we are. It's our authenticity. Okay, that's where our magic lies. It's what we are able to make happen because of who we are to our core. And I feel like Kelso was saying to me that the clearing out is removing anything that no longer allows you freedom in your authenticity. And however that looks, whatever it is to you, there is a great drive at the moment energetically for freedom. What does our freedom look like to us? What do we need to do to get there? And a big part of our freedom is being joyful. And that's something I've been speaking to you guys about for the last couple of weeks, is us actually activating our joy. Okay, so this is quite it's quite an intense energy, to be very honest, especially the two little witches with their magical clearing. But not only do you need to actually clear your work side, you need to actually clear your home spaces and things as well, guys. Please remember that when you have done a really, really, really big clearing in your home space, make sure that you are that you're clearing your home space after you've done a big release yourself. Okay, it's vitally important that you clear, you sage yourself and you sage your home. Okay, Spirit. Okay, tell me how you want to start this. How do you want to start? What do you want us to know in the start of this reading, please? What do you want us to know at the start of this reading? Okay. This is interesting. Very interesting. Bottom of the deck, we've got the King of Coins, who, if I believe is correct, that's Shere Khan. I love this deck. I'm so excited to be using it today. Right, so exactly what I've said. We've got the Six of Cups and the Nine of Swords, right? Yeah, it's the Nine of Swords. Yeah, I was just checking my Latin numerals there for a minute. Okay, this immediately takes me to childhood. Okay, just what I said. And what I'm going to say around this is that we're going to look at this is one of the collective energies that I need to being cleared now is about abundance, right? And our concepts of abundance, what we've learned in childhood about how to do things in order to gain abundance, right? What concerns us? The Nine of Swords in this situation is representing the stuff that creates anxiety or stress, or I'm even hearing misinformation, because remember, swords is mental energy. So misinformation, things that we have been taught in our childhood that are not accurate, or that may have seemed accurate at the time but are no longer valid because of the shift in energy. There is a massive shift in energy moving towards the 5D energy. Things cannot be done the same. And why I say it's abundant and not just money, it's abundance in all forms. We have the Empress and the Ace of Cups. I mean the Ace of Coins, sorry. Bearing in mind, we've got here the King of Coins at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so a lot of coin energy here with these cards, and big card energies like the New Beginning, the Ace, and the King, the one who's mastered money, shall we say, right? So this is telling me that when we look at these cards together, the universe is saying to us, review your childhood energy and your childhood systems and programming around abundance. How to get abundance. What abundance, sorry, my shirt decided that it wanted to be a stripper today. What does it mean for us? Okay, what does abundance actually mean for us? We can't heal abundance woundings when we don't actually know what abundance looks like to us. We also need to understand that money in its pure core form is a portal to freedom. We've just spoken about freedom, okay, and following your bliss. And very often we do need money to follow our bliss. Money also gives us the opportunity as an energy to be free to do what we want to do, to have the freedom to not be stressed about making ends meet, the freedom to go through life doing what we want to do, taking the holidays, buying the new furniture, whatever it is that allows us that freedom. It may just be the freedom to actually donate to your local charities, okay? And that also may relate to not actually maybe so much having, this is an interesting thing that Kelsey was bringing up, the donating to charities may not just be a financial thing. It might be that you're working so hard because your core belief is, if I don't work hard, I'm not going to make money. Okay. Now, unfortunately, that sentence carries an energy of chasing. It carries an energy of chasing, right? Because it means that we have to keep on going after it. We have to keep on pursuing it in order for us to achieve it. We're moving into spaces now, right, that we are really needing to actually learn a different way of doing things. I have had a lot of interesting energy in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 months in my life, let me tell you. Big lessons that have really rocked me to my core in many, many ways, because I'm being stubborn about the way I do things. And not intentionally stubborn. It's coming from my programming. If I don't do this, this is not going to happen. It's what we're taught. It's what we are led to believe. Okay? We are really having to really doing work around our core values. What Kelso is also saying to me is that if you are not clear, if you can't just sit down and be clear on what abundance really looks like to you, or what your bliss really looks like to you, or what freedom really looks like to you, meditation will help you with those answers. Okay, but you do need to do the work with meditation, guys. I know we all go, oh, meditation. And I've advocated this for the longest time. Do guided meditations. They're useful. Steve Noble, I've said to you a million times. I mean, today I did another Steve Noble. He put out a new one the other day. And in fact, the last 2 or 3, he's been putting out a lot lately. Some really awesome ones. So yesterday I did one of his around gratitude. I'm going to do the gratitude one this afternoon again. And there's a beautiful one that he's done around safety. And there's just beautiful, beautiful energy going out. Okay. Check him out. He's free on YouTube. Okay, he's got a membership program, but you don't have to join, right? All of the ones that I watch are free. So have a look, see what you can do with that. But meditation is key. It doesn't matter what else you try to do. You can do the work, and yes, you'll be able to heal stuff. But if you're wanting to accelerate your progress, and that is the term that Kelso's just used, if you would like to accelerate your progress, then you need to take up the meditation and do the work. Okay, right. So this is really a very strong energy around abundance, freedom, following your bliss, what allows you to do that. Okay. What will give you the financial fresh start that you're wanting? The Ace of Coins. Okay, so how do we remedy this, Kelso? How do we remedy this, please? Can you give us any clues onto this? Just hold on. So many coins cards coming up. Oh God. You gotta love this thing. The Hanged Man. Car the Snake. Oh my God, I love this card. All I can hear is that song in my head. Trust in me. Okay, so what I want to say here is, with the Hanged Man under the deck, this is talking about changing of perspectives and patience. But it mostly talks about changing of perspective in this regard. Okay, because we are trying to work around what we need to do in order to remove the programming. So you've got the 4 of coins and the 3 of coins. Okay. The Page of Swords. You've got to love Maleficent. The Page of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. The 6 of Swords, the 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. You've got a double 8 at the end of this. Okay. Now, let's talk about this. So, the first thing coming up is that we're needing to learn new ways of doing things. This is very much about this. We're holding on to old concepts of work. The 3 of Pentacles generally is about working with people and collaboration and that. The Page of Swords is about learning, right? It can be new information, new knowledge. The 4 of Swords is holding on to. So this is saying to us as a collaborative message, stop holding on to stories around work with other people, collaborations. Guys, understand that this age of Aquarius that we're moving into, okay, and this energy of 5D is all about community. It's all about how we work together to build a better future together. All right? And we need to get on board with this on some level. It's also saying don't be scared to ask for help when you need it. Because that's going to end up creating a little bit of a resistance in you. Don't be scared to learn new things. Don't be scared to, oh, look at this. Oh my God, this is my favorite card. Hades. God, that dude makes me laugh. Don't be scared to change up and let go of old thought programmings and patternings. Okay. It's almost like we have to be selfish, not only with our resources in terms of finances, but it's like an energy of, oh, thank you, Kelsey. That's a better way of explaining it. Okay. This is about us letting go of what we bring to the table, learning to shine our light as well, learning to put our authenticity out there, learning to put our magic on the table. Okay? Because when we hold on to what we're meant to be doing and we hold on to our light, we are not shining our light where we need to. When we start activating that, the Wheel of Fortune kicks in and moves us to calmer waters. We all know that the Six of Wands is spirit guiding us out of one situation to another. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a traumatic situation, but normally it can be a mindset, it can be a thought programming, it can be a behavior, an addiction. This can move us out into where we are meant to be going. Okay. Again, this happens in divine timing. However, you need to take action around that. The moment you walk away, right? Remember we said here, let me just get the little witches out again. The minute you clear space and you work on this programming situation from your past, I'm telling you, my shirt really wants me to be a stripper today. You walk away, Eight of Cups is walking away, Eight of Wands, one of the fastest moving cards in the deck, everything starts coming in. Okay, Kelso's kind of like saying to me, this exercise around abundance now, because I feel like in the last couple of months, there's been a withdrawal of abundance. I think a lot of us have felt it collectively, right? It's almost like money energy and resource energy has like been withheld a little bit. And I think what's happening is that we are being pushed to look at our concepts and our thought programming around this. That's why they're holding it back from us. Okay? So we're needing to change that. We're needing to change the story around this. We're needing to change the story around this in order for us to move forward into abundance and into where we want to be with the joy and the freedom that we're seeking. Okay, so it's been an interesting cup energy because it has felt like there's almost been like a pullback from the universe, not just economies and war and all of that. It's bigger than that. There's an energetic feel that the universe has kind of pulled back the energy a little bit around resources and financial stuff. And it's because we are being led to this. This reading makes complete sense around that now. But make sure that you are letting go of these concepts of holding on to resources. Okay. And also, this is a very important one. Kelso is saying to me, when we were younger, we were told that being an artist or being creative wasn't a way forward. Okay, it wasn't a steady job. It wasn't good for us. But if that's where you at, if that's what you meant to be doing, you need to drop. You need to let go of that and start collaborating and doing the work that you want to do. Right. I'm not saying ditch your job and be broke. I'm saying phase yourself into something that you really and truly wanting to do, that gives you freedom and gives you joy. It's a very clear message. I mean, they couldn't be clearer. I was a little bit like about using this deck of cards, but it's spot on. It's really clear. What is the first step that we need to take? Like, I say the first step, like, how do we, okay, let me do this. Let's start. How do we action this? How do we actually action this? So once we've done all of the meditation and we get what we need to do, how do we action it? How do we action this? Okay. So we've got the 7 of coins and the Fool. Okay, there. And then we've got the 2 of coins and the 5 of coins. Right. So this is saying very clearly that when it comes to taking the step that you need to take, come in with a beginner's mindset, first and foremost, right? Look at where things and actions and beliefs in your life are making you feel on the out, or making you feel trapped, or are keeping you what you would call out in the cold. Okay, again, we've got coins again. We've got the 7 of coins, the 2 of coins. Oh wait, hold on, we've got, there we go. Sorry, there was another card underneath. You've got the King of Cups as well. He just snuck out. And it's hook. Right. And so look at what is, do you know what energy I'm getting from this? So for the Potter fans, it's like that Dementor energy. What is sucking you dry? What, and I don't just mean that in your everyday life, what thought processes and things that you are going through in your space or belief systems are no longer working for you. They are keeping you in a space of feeling out in the cold, like left out from a life that you really want, because you need to make the decision with the 2 of coins, to go in with a beginner's mindset and really follow your bliss. The King of Cups is highly emotional, and he's mastered his emotions, right? He's mastered his emotions. But more than that, this is about emotional fulfillment. Now, again, guys, I'm not saying don't open your orchid store or don't grow veggies to sell at a farm stall. Or I'm not saying that. But kings are smart, right? They're strategic. So he is going to have planned for this. He's going to have worked through it carefully. This is not going to be something that he rushes into, right? And that's exactly what the 7 of coins is telling us. Place your energy where it needs to go. Is the juice worth the squeeze? I always say that to you with this card. Is the juice worth the squeeze? But more than that, be patient. This is not a rush job. It's not a rush job. And I'm almost hearing, be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, do the processing, but also be very honest. I mean, you've got where did he go? Please hold your cause important to us. Page of Swords, right? The Page of Swords is about truth. Be honest with yourself about the things that you're doing in your life. Like for me, brutally honestly, I feel like my weight keeps me other. And that's on me. It's my thing, right? But I feel like my weight keeps me other. So I'm trying to change that. And I might succeed, I might not, but I'll keep on trying. Okay? So it's very much about that kind of energy. What is the thought processing? That's the first step you take. When you realize that these are the belief systems that you've grown up with and that they're outdated, okay? How is the action playing out in your life that's keeping you isolated? What are the actions that are keeping you outdated? That's where you need to go next. Okay. And then I'm just going to ask for one last card for guidance here. 1 or 2 last cards for guidance, just general guidance, just sending to end the reading off with. Any other card? Okay, what's on the bottom of the deck? The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. That is emotional fulfillment, complete and utter emotional fulfillment. We've got here the Seven of Swords and the King of Swords. Okay, the King of Swords strategizes. He's clear on what he wants. He's very clear on what he needs and what works for him in his life. But then you've also got the Seven of Swords, and I'm really glad that this card came out in this position, because this is doing it your way. Like Kelso's literally like got Frank Sinatra playing in my head saying, I did it my way, right? This is exactly what the Seven of Swords is about, strategizing. Okay, but also looking at where you're lying to yourself, where you're cheating and you're stealing from yourself in terms of what's bringing you joy, what's bringing you happiness, all of those energies, because you need to be brutally, brutally, brutally clear about this and brutally honest with yourself and stop what's keeping you here, what's keeping you alienated and other and scared to move forward into a new beginning that you really, really, really do want. Okay, and if you're worried about being out on your own, this card all on its own tells you that the universe will support you if you take the action. The Wheel of Fortune will always support you. It's a very supportive card in this, in the upright, because it's showing you that the universe will step in and do what it needs to do for you as well. Okay, so I hope that this helps. I didn't fully expect it to be this intensely about abundance, but I had a feeling it was something around this because the energy has been very restrictive lately in regards to abundance, and not in every way, but just in certain things it's felt a little bit restrictive. So I'm sending you so much love, and if you would like to do your personal one on this and exactly what you're needing to look at during this period, then drop me a WhatsApp and we will get you sorted. Sending the biggest of love, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Mwah.